My name is Katie McKee, Marketing Manager here at HTS, and I'm excited to bring you today's webinar. We have a great presentation for you this morning showing the benefits of electronic document management and how you can save time and paper by implementing this award-winning software in your business. We do like to keep these webinars within the hour time frame with time for questions at the end. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a few housekeeping items. If you have any questions during the presentation, please type those in the Q&A box on your screen, and we will take time at the end to go over those. Our presenter today is Martin Kirby, Director of Sales with Westbrook Technologies. Martin, you have the floor.
Thank you, Katie. As she mentioned, my name is Martin Kirby. I am Director of Sales with Westbrook Technologies. We manufacture EDM solutions, both Fortis and Fortis Blue. So thank you for your time, and let's get started. So we're looking at going paperless and really the benefits of implementing an EDM solution. What we'll see today, we're going to talk a little bit about what the problems are, and then the drivers for this automation and how to overcome obstacles. We'll take a brief look at a success story of ours, Banner Health. It's a hospital group out of the Southwest. Then a short demo presentation, and then time for you to ask questions and get some answers. So what's the problem? Why aren't organizations moving away from paper and automating their business processes? So some of these challenges, first of all, we've got different types of documents. We've got electronic documents, we've got paper documents, we've got fax documents, we've got documents coming in through email, not to mention images and audio and video. Where do we store these? How do we tie these together? How do we put these into a package that is informational and not just data strewn all over the company? Also, we now in this modern age have remote employees. We have employees that are doing work from home, work from other offices, work in the field. And then we need to also make sure that we're following the retention policies that our company has put in place. And every once in a while we have those auditors come along that want to see the process and the documents that support it. And of course in this time of the year we all know about disasters, tornadoes, etc. that we've been dealing with for the last couple of days, and the disaster recovery. How do we protect those documents? How do we keep those documents secure? So, really the question is it fear that's holding us back? So some things that will help us overcome this fear, we think about the benefits. One of the things, very important things that happens with this implementation of the solution is to eliminate the costly and time-consuming manual processes, that moving paper around, that losing paper, that trying to find those, duplicating that document that we've lost. And then the ability to give this information, this data, to those remote employees securely. And then one version of the truth. Improving accuracy and accessibility of that document. Is this the most recent document? Are these the right numbers I'm looking at? And this will help to ensure compliancy, both internally and externally. And this then allows us to integrate with a line of business systems. All of these things then can be integrated together so that when I'm looking at information in an accounts payable system, I can quickly view the supporting documents, the invoice, the delivery ticket, the purchase order, possibly even the check. Now let's take a look at a study of drivers. This was conducted by AIM. So what are the drivers behind automating this process, getting these documents into a system, managing these things electronically? The largest is to improve the searchability, shareability of those documents. So really that is one of the largest drivers for why they want to automate, why businesses want to automate this, so that they can get these documents in, find them, and then get them to the individuals that need them to do their day-to-day business. You can see the list: improve the process productivity. So we move that from a manual process, making it an automated process. That way we're dealing with business and not with moving paper. The third there, reducing that storage space. You know, I work with customers that they filled up a room. What do we do now? Well, we need another room. We need a room at another division, at another building. So this is a large driver. And then the last couple there, security and compliance. You know, am I HIPAA compliant? Very, very important. And then increase the speed and response to both our customers in a government situation, our citizens, and internally to our staff. We're not sitting around waiting or looking for paper.
And we're going to run a poll on what would be the biggest drivers to implement the scanning and capture. If you want to choose two of those, pick the top two that would be the biggest for your business. We'll give you a few seconds to answer those. So far it looks like about half of the people on the webinar have voted, and the biggest reason that they would be interested in implementing this is to improve searchability and shareability of business documents, and the next would be a faster response time to customers, clients, and staff.
Interesting. Interesting results. Okay, so with the tools that Westbrook offers and the services that Heartland offers, this gives you a high visibility of what a document imaging or enterprise content management system gives you. First of all, the ability to grab documents and get them into the system, either electronically or from a scan station, MFP device, fax servers, all of the different ways that you receive documents and data. And then, of course, gives you the ability to securely store and get at the information, get at those documents. And then once they're in the system, the system then allows you to automate processes, notify people that work needs to be done, notify AP managers that we're soon going to miss a discount, escalating that something has not happened to a boss, that action needs to take place. And then, of course, share this information, this data, to individuals that need it. We also then can integrate this with both ERP and other line of business systems, as I'd mentioned. So as you're doing work in a line of business system, you then have the capability, the ability to bring up those supporting documents wherever you are, and then to communicate back between the solution and the line of business. Hey, we've made the three-way match. It's successful. Now you can go ahead and you can pay that check. Some benefits for implementing a solution. Of course, we've been talking about this. It's a repository that holds all these documents. So it's secure. It allows the individuals that need access to get access. And this gives you the ability to integrate with this software that we've been talking about to automate those workflows. Getting the documents in, processing the documents, getting those approved, letting individuals know, instead of them looking for paper, they're being notified through email. Hey, you've got work to do today. Sign on to your queue, approve or reject. And then, of course, the audit data, so that you can get in there and see what has happened in a process. You can look back in time and find out what happened, who did what. That's both internal and external. Internally, you can monitor that, and you can look to see where your workflow is jamming, who has issues, where are the choke points, so that you can further automate and adjust so that your business is more efficient. And then compliancy gives you the ability to let an external regulatory group see that you are following processes, and this helps facilitate that. So overcoming obstacles. So at a very high level, this is what we offer. We offer an assessment. So we come in and we take a look at what your processes today are, and we help you define that so that you can see where you're at. Then we help you define what it is you want to implement. So focusing on the gaps, where are the issues that we discovered in the assessment phase. We implement that and then help you to integrate that with the rest of your business. So the four success factors, With this solution, we've centralized all of these workflows and document storage. This is now safe and secure. You can recover from a disaster. We standardize. We help you to define these processes so that you can control. You only are dealing with a few small exceptions. And of course then help you integrate with your line of business systems. And this gives you then the ability to measure what's happening so that you can make adjustments to make your company more efficient. So this PowerPoint shows all of the places that we see, and this isn't exhaustive, but these are a lot of the departments where we see solutions that can help your company. Accounts payable is obvious. We all know there's a lot of paper there, but there's other areas as well, all the way from sales, quality assurance, through purchasing and production and logistics. There's paper in all of those areas. Let's take a look at Banner Health. So I'll let you read the quote from Stacy Morse, Director of Enterprise Integration Services. Banner Health had a problem with their accounts payable, their approval and routing. And as in most organizations, they were losing paper, they were missing discounts, they were spending more time chasing down an approving manager to find out, where where this PO was, and was this theirs? Was it approved? So they implemented a solution using Westbrook Software Fortis. And this is the detail of that. They eliminated outsourcing of they eliminated the outsourced scanning of documents. It saved them $33,000 per month. You can see that. It was $1 million over 3 years. That was a big pop. The accounts payable process achieved the initial ROI in 4 months. They reassigned 7 full-time employees, and the paper costs alone were astronomical. They have 30 or 40 different locations, and what they did is to centralize the process and distribute the workload. They automated that, notifying individuals through email of the work that needed to happen. Now for the demo. Some of the things you're going to see is this repository that holds documents. How do we find documents? How do we integrate with other software? A little bit about workflow and an approval queue, audits, etc. Switch over here. Give me a second. Sign on again. Okay, so what you're looking at is an image that I'm running on my my laptop right now. So I apologize if it's a little slow in responding. I have a system or a company set up on this image that has implemented an accounts payable three-way match. What I have here is a mock AP system. I am in my AP system and I'm doing some things, and I'd like to know, what the status of this PO is. And I simply hit a control key that the system allows me to flexibly define, and I quickly from my accounts payable system bring up the documents that support that purchase order. So as you can see, we've got 3 documents in here: the purchase order, the delivery confirmation, and the invoice. We'll bring up the purchase order. What we're looking at here is a couple of different regions of the viewer. We've got the document itself. We've got the thumbnails down here in the bottom. If there were additional pages to this PO, they would be here. Over to the right, we have the fields that we are using to define this document. Okay, the PO number is, of course, the main number, but also some other things that we could search on: the vendor name, the amount, and other dates. We could also see the other related documents that are attached to this PO. So if I wanted to take a look at the delivery confirmation, it gives me quickly all the information that I need, or the invoice. So when I'm on a phone with the vendor, I can quickly bring up all the supporting documents so I can answer the question now. I'm not running to a filing cabinet. I'm not calling someone else. I can quickly get on the system and see where we're at. close this down. So we also have situations where we have individuals that need to interact with this whole process, but they aren't technically savvy, or they really don't need to get into the system. As you can see, we're in Outlook here. I've created a form for this individual, Kyle, who happens to be a manager in a department, and really his job all is around Outlook. He does nothing but he's in Outlook during the day. So what we've done is provided a form for him. We've completely removed a paper process. We've offered a web form to him that he could enter a purchase requisition and send this off for approval. Now, in this particular situation that I'm showing you, he's going to enter a couple of purchase requisitions. They're going to go to an accounts payable manager, and her name is Pam. So anything under 500, we have a policy. Anything under 500, this manager can order with no approval. Anything over is going to go to Pam, and she's going to take a look at what the company policies are and if these things match. We could send this to someone else other than accounts payable, but this is the process we've set up for this demo. He's entered all this information. We're going to go ahead and submit that. If you noticed, that was over $500. This one is also over $500. What I've done for your benefit, so you don't have to watch how poorly I type, I have I've created in this demo that it automatically populates this information from a database. And then the last one is under 500, which will automatically go to purchasing. So these have been submitted by Kyle. They now go into the system. The system takes a look at what's coming in and makes a decision. As I've mentioned, if it's under 500, it's going to automatically send that purchase requisition to purchasing to purchase that product. Or it's going to go to Pam, and as you can see, we've switched to Pam's email here, and she has some emails. So for the sake of time, I have already populated this. We've run some for you. So she's gotten an email now from the system telling her that Kyle has submitted some purchase orders for her to process. We could send an email for every requisition that comes in, or we could, from time to time during the day, run the process and send one email notification. Really has to do with how many you're processing. This would get burdensome if you had a bunch of employees submitting POs. It'd be a lot of emails, so you could do it either way. Signing on as Pam. And I'm going to go to her workflow. So Pam's got a lot of work out there. She brings up the first purchase order. She wants to take a look at this. She can see the line items down below. She can see the information over here. Now in this demonstration, we've configured two buttons for her. One that says approve, one that says reject. We could have also just as easily added a third button here, request for more information. She likes this one, it's okay, she approves it. She looks at this other one and she sees Dell Computer on it, and Dell's no longer a vendor. And she doesn't like this. She's wondering why Kyle is ordering backup tapes from a vendor for a product that they're no longer using. She's going to reject that. Okay? She could have come in here and put a note if she'd like, but she doesn't have to. And she rejects that one. We can go back to Kyle's email. And Kyle has gotten some information. He knows that the 11471 that he put in was under 500, if you remember. That went straight to purchasing. But he get an email notification here that she's rejected one of his emails. And as I'd mentioned, she could be requesting additional information. He can go and he can chat with her about that. He also sees that she's approved 11848. So a certain amount of time passes. And Kyle gets some delivery tickets. He forwards those on to Pam. What we've done in this situation is we have linked Fortis Blue with our Windows system, and we see it as a drive. So I can quickly save the delivery tickets and attach them to the purchase order. It's as easy as that. Then at some point, the invoices come in. So he's requested, Kyle has requested, Pam has approved, the product has been shipped, Kyle received it, the delivery tickets were saved, now we've got the invoices. So I've scanned the invoice in, and as I've mentioned, one of the powers of the solution is that we don't have to rekey a bunch of information. I do know that my purchase order is 11848, and I've entered this information in my line of business system. There's no reason for me to rekey it again. So I hit a control key, grab the information out of the accounts payable system, and I brought it into the system. Now, as I've gone through that whole process, I can come back to my line of business system. I can say, here it is right here. This is the one we're looking at. And I want to know what the status is. I hit my control key, and I bring up my documents. And I can see my related documents. So what you've just seen is an accounts payable through a match. Kyle requested, Pam approved, Kyle inputted the delivery tickets, Pam inputted the invoices, and then we could do a three-way match from the accounts payable system to see all those supporting documents. So why Westbrook? Saves both time and space. It's secure and easily accessible, and it's a safe investment. With that, we'll open for some questions.
So far, the only question we have is, as far as storage locations, can they be on-site and or on the cloud? Can you explain that a little bit for Charles, Martin?
Absolutely. So we can save those documents. We can put those documents with our solution any place you'd like. That's to say, the server could be in your office. You could be renting rack space. You could have it at another location from your office. That's the great thing with this software, is these are web services. You could either use internally or externally. So the short answer is, you can put these documents any place you have access.
Thank you. Let's see if there's any other questions. Go ahead and type those in the Q&A box. And while we're waiting for a couple more, I will do another poll just to see if you are interested in learning even more about Fortis, possibly a demo on Fortis. You can check one of these if you are interested or not, and then we would be able to have a salesperson contact you within the next week or so to touch base, schedule a time for you to learn more, and possibly schedule a time for a demo. While that's up, another question is, does it use to require Microsoft Exchange? They are not a Microsoft school district. They use Google.
Sure. So we could get into a technical explanation for this, but there are several types of email that can be used. Outlook is not the only one. And we can have further discussions with you, a very technical explanation for that if you so desire.
And another one, we have a question, is if it runs on remote access, does it run on SSL?
Secure socket layer, yes. But it doesn't have to. This particular one is.
All right. If there are any other questions, I'll give you just a few more seconds. We will also go ahead and do the drawing for the Starbucks gift card for those that are in attendance. So that will be going to Charles Robinson. I will be in contact with you to get you your gift card. The webinar has also been recorded. I will be sending out the link for those that are interested. Maybe there's someone else that you feel would value from learning about Westbrook and Fortis and the document management system. And then I will also follow up on any other questions that haven't been touched on, and getting with those that are interested in learning a little bit more, a little bit deep dive, and possibly a Fortis demo. So I appreciate your time. It looks like we've answered all the questions at this point. So thank you, Martin, for your time. Thank you for the presentation and the demo. And I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for attending.
Thank you.